NCWLIFE Channel Sports is proud to bring you the following presentation.
In easily to score is Byer. Schooler comes out right behind him.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for Youth. Now, live coverage of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Go, go, go!
All right, good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel, along with Brandon Schmitten. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel as we bring you Big Nine baseball. The Eastmont Wildcats taking on the Moses Lake Mavericks. And sky's kind of threatening. We may have rain coming our way. It may interfere with what we're doing here. This is the second game of a doubleheader coming up on the NCWLIFE Channel, where Eastmont won the opener in extra innings. 9 innings it went, 2-1 the final, and a couple of safety squeezes. The difference in the ballgame for Eastmont, they scored both of their runs on safety squeezes. And Brandon Schmitten, we got a youngster on the hill here for game 2, huh?
Yes, Bodie Yell, he's a freshman. He's done a great job pitching this year. This is, I think, his third performance that he's going to be in. This is his fourth appearance that he's going to be in.
Second start of the season.
Yeah.
2.625 earned run average. That's pretty good for a freshman.
It is.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got a good fastball and got some good off-speed pitches to go with it. So,
all right, we are just about ready to get underway here. In fact, we're ready to get underway, and we'll get you the lineup as we go. Brought to you by TC Slingers. First pitch of the ball game is a swing and a miss by Braden Anderson. 0-1 the count. Braden Anderson, the left fielder, will be followed by a catcher, Blaine McDonald, and second baseman, Zane Harden. Our lineups brought to you by TC Slingers. Let them save you time, money, and labor with our conveyor application. Call for your free estimate today at 509-885-2269. TC Slingers and Wenatchee, your landscape placement company. Quickly ahead in the count is Brody Yale here, 0-2 on Braden Anderson. And the pitch here is a curveball. Boy, just missed inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Umpiring crew for game 2 here. They switch positions, so it's John Steiner calling balls and strikes behind home plate, and Jeff Levitt out on the base paths as a few sprinkles start to fall here at the ballpark. This pitch swung on and hit over the mound. Second baseman to his right will throw, but it's not in time for the out. So an infield single here for Anderson on a 1-2 pitch, and just kind of one of those seeing eye balls that bounded over the mound and was a little bit too tall for the second baseman for Eastmont, Carter Heimbigner, to corral and throw over in time.
yeah, nothing Carter could have done any better than that.
That'll bring up the catcher, Blaine McDonald. McDonald was 2 for 3 in the opening game of the doubleheader, and he will be 1 for 1 here with a base hit and a diving play by Heimbigner. That'll allow a runner to go around, hold up at second base there. And so back-to-back singles to start the ball game, a little different than what we had in our first game today, where Moses Lake was held to 5 base hits in the ball game in the opener, and Eastmont winning it by a score of 2-1. So Zane Harder will now step in, second baseman for the Mavericks, threatening here in the first inning, and this pitch is swung on and hit hard to right center field, and Barrios will pick it up, and the throw to the infield goes to no one. The catcher finally has to come out and field at Llewellyn. That'll be an RBI and a single for Harden. So back-to-back base hits. And Anderson scores on the play. 1-0 Moses Lake here in the first.
Yeah, Moses Lake got a little fire underneath them after that first game. And coming out swinging.
I went over to talk to the coach and get the lineup card, and they look like somebody spoiled their birthday.
Yeah.
It was not a happy camp in that dugout on the first base side. Swing and a miss by Josh West here, the first baseman for the Mavericks. Went 0 for 4 in the opener today. This pitch is a check swing, and they check with the base umpire. He says, no, it didn't go. And the count even to West at 1-1 strike.
Well, to put salt in the wound, the bus driver took off and had all the pizza in the bus.
Oh,
too,
no.
so.
Oh, no. We'll get to the lineup here defensively for Eastmont coming up in a moment. This fastball misses outside and low for a ball. 2-1 to count to Josh West. So unfriendly greeting here to the freshman on the mound for Eastmont's back-to-back base hits by Moses Lake. And one in, and look back at the bag at second to keep Blaine McDonald out there close. Or is that McDonald?
No.
Looks like they got a courtesy runner in
They
there.
do. That's Nolan Betts again.
Okay, Betts again running out at second base. And the pitch here is a called strike, and the count now 2-2 on Josh West. Again, our starting lineup is brought to you by TC Slingers. Michael Getzinger, the DH, waiting on deck here for Moses Lake with a run in this first frame. Pitch to the plate, swung on and hit on the ground to the right side of the infield. Second baseman will throw to second for one. The relay to first in time, double play. Down to third goes Betts on the play.
That was a great double play turn right there. Pitcher's best friend, for sure.
So that's 2 outs in the inning on the 4-6-3 double play. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Michael Getzinger. Getzinger in our opening game went 2 for 3 with a couple of base hits. And the first pitch in there for a strike to Getzinger here. As the freshman Brodier would love to just shut it down at 1 run here. This pitch swung on, and, well, that's not going to happen. As Getzinger clapping his hands as he races down the baseline to first with an RBI single. Drives home the runner from third base. Give him an RBI. So a couple of RBIs here for Harden and for Getzinger. As raindrops bloop down from the heavens above, and Drew Greninger will step in with a runner at first, and he fouls the first pitch off. 0-1 to count. Put my phone under cover for some help here. I love that smell of ozone when you get some rain after you haven't had rain in a while. But we had rain all night last night, so I don't know why I'm smelling the ozone here, but definitely the case.
Some definite scientific lessons that we're having here by
yes.
Eric.
0-1 pitch on the way is high for a ball. 1-1 to count to Drew Greninger. 6th man to come to the plate for Moses Lake. 2 runs are in here in the top of the first inning. I'm leaning over my paperwork to try to keep it dry. A nice play by Heimbigner at second. He'll throw to first for the outs, and that'll do it. But Moses Lake gets 2 runs on 4 hits as the rain really starts to come down, and lead at 2, and Eastmont comes up in the bottom of the first on the way. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
And welcome back here to the ballpark as the rains are really falling here. As our crew showed up with umbrellas just in time here. And I don't know, at what point do you, Brandon, say, okay, we need to pause this for a moment? I guess you got to see what's happening with the baseball, right?
Right. Yeah, it goes to the baseball and safety, most importantly. You know, we want to make sure that the kids are safe. And I coached on the other side of the mountains for 5 years before I moved over here. And the rule over there was you play until water starts rippling off the field.
Yeah, I grew up over there, so I know about playing baseball in that kind of weather, that's for sure. Tice Llewellyn, Valente Barrios, and Jet Llewellyn due up here for Eastmont, and they're part of the first as they trail it 2-0 as the rains are really coming down here at the ballpark. And so we'll see if we get a little delay in the action. The good news is I look off to the west, and we do have clearing weather that eventually will come our way. But right now, it is downright a downpour. Along with Brandon Schmitten, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel. We'll see how long this shower lasts. Our producer back in the studio, Matthew Moore, was just telling me, you should see our cameras right now, Eric. You can't see East Wenatchee. And I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, it is absolutely a wet one here right now. So here we go, and the pitcher, by the way, is Drew Greninger, and the first pitch misses for a ball, 1-0 the count, and we'll see if I'm going to have any success at writing this down on my now sopping wet piece of paper. And the pitch here misses for a ball, 2-0 the count. Yeah, any ball that hits the grass right now is going to get saturated. So we may be going through quite a few balls if they continue to play in this kind of weather. 2-0 the count, and the pitch misses for a ball. But, you know, offensively, if you're Eastmont, you're down already 2-0. You got to take pitches here.
Right, definitely. And, you know, it goes back to where we talked about Tice in the first game, where he's a guy that sees a lot of pitches. And, you know, it's difficult to throw as a pitcher because your foot's going to be sliding out here.
Right. The dirt is caking on your cleats.
Right.
You see the pitcher out there trying to clear his cleats right now. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and popped up foul territory on the third baseline. And good luck playing that one, as slipping down as the shortstop, trying to stop and make the play as the ball was swinging through the air and had a lot of English down the third baseline. So it falls as a foul ball, and the count now full to Llewellyn at 3-2.
So here's a catch-22 for you. You want to have good material on the field, and a lot of people look at it and say, well, it's dirt, but it's really not dirt. It's clay that you want to have on the mound and on the plate area, and that's going to get stick and it's going to get slick at the same or sticky and slick at the same time. So, you know, if you just have dirt, you get the big holes that makes it where it's not a quality baseball field. But anytime you get rain and it's clay, then you get in a situation where, again, it makes it where it's not real safe to play.
So Greninger gets a little help from his dugout. Coach brings out the little tool to clean the cleats, and the first pitch here, or the next pitch, misses for a ball. So a leadoff walk given up to Llewellyn. The rains have subsided a little bit. They aren't driving like they once were just moments ago, and that'll bring Valente Barrios.
That's a great way to start off an inning after giving up 2 runs, is get the leading runner on.
Right away. And I would challenge, I'd send Llewellyn here. I mean, challenge him with trying to make a play in this wet conditions. Pitch is inside for a ball, dancing away as Barrios, and the count 1-0 to Valente. Valente was finished 1 for 2 in the first game today with a base hit in his first plate appearance. He walked, had a sac bunt, and then grounded out to third. 9-inning extra inning win for Eastmont. 2-1 was the final score. And now Donnie Lindgren's coming out as Jeff Levitt, the base umpire, checks the mound to see if this is safe for the pitcher. Because that's also what you don't want to have is the pitcher slip and fall down.
Right.
And possibly get a leg injury in the process. So Darren Hoff, I called him Drew for whatever reason that first game. I apologize. I talked to Darren in the dugout, and I said, well, I don't know why. I'll have to apologize to your family that was watching because I called you Drew for whatever reason on one of the occasions where I was talking about you down in the third base coach's box. He goes, actually, thanks. Sometimes I want to be misidentified on purpose.
There you go.
So they bring some Diamond Dry out. And Russ Waterman, the athletic director for Eastmont, was talking to me before the ball game. And we had rains overnight last night, rains this morning, and I was going to text Russ and ask how much Diamond Dry he had. Well, Russ went before the ball games today and checked in their equipment room, and he's got 3 pallets in there. So there's plenty of Diamond Dry. But I mean, it can only help so much if you get too much moisture from the heavens above. So they're tending to the mound right now and trying to dry things out with the diamond dry. I don't know if they're going to come behind home plate and try to get it around the
catcher's box.
Yeah, the catcher's box and the batter's box.
Well, it looks like the rain's subsided for us, too.
Yeah, it looks like they've moved through, and that was a quick shower, but boy, was it pretty intense there for a few moments. It's the second game of our doubleheader here on our broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel. We're live on Facebook and then rebroadcast on television here on this Friday night. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Abby's Pizza. I better announce these sponsors while I can, because
while you can still read it.
I can still read it. Abby's Pizza. For more than 50 years, Abby's has proudly served the Northwest with toppings to the edge. 100% real cheese and freshly rolled dough, making it Abby's Pizza night tonight. This kills me. I love the fact that Abby's is a sponsor, and I love the fact that we've got all these sponsors involved. Although every Friday night when I'm talking about Abby's as a sponsor, then I'm like, God, Abby's Pizza sounds really good right now.
I'm hungry.
Our broadcast also brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy, Aquatherapy, Sports Biomechanics, Orthopedic Physical Therapy, Orthotics, all you need to keep you moving. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the skies are light. Oh, wait, no, you took the umbrella down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it got bright all of a sudden. Oh, wait. So Valente Barrios is waiting for the next pitch to come his way. Meanwhile, pitcher-catcher have a little toss here while the grounds crew, a.k.a. coaching staff. And that's one thing that we talked about, coaches all the way through and officials and the need for umpires and such, is you don't consider the fact that as a coach, you're not just a coach. You are nursemaid, you're grounds crew, you're everything.
Yes, that's definitely the truth. I got the fortunate, or I was fortunate this last summer and got to help coach my son's summer ball team, and we played over at Rec Park, and oh my goodness.
Artificial infield.
Yes.
So there is no upkeep to the infield at all.
No.
It's up to the district to take care of the grass in the outfield, right?
Yeah. So you show up to a game and you play.
Yeah.
You put out the bases.
There's no drag in the infield. There's no diamond dry. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
That is a little unusual over there. Kind of reminds me of Husky Stadium, where the dirt or the brown portion is also artificial.
Correct.
Like at some of the fields, like the old Kingdome, you had the artificial infield, but then you had actual dirt around the base paths and around home plate.
Yeah, that is something that I think just the improved turf that they have now, where it's conducive to sliding.
Old radio announcers like me, it's hard, though, because, you say a pitch is in the dirt.
Right.
Well, it's not really. It's in the turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Recreation Park. We will have, by the way, broadcast of Eastmont and Wenatchee baseball coming up, if I could turn my page and not have it completely fall apart here. That'll be Friday, April 21st at right here, Dan White Field. The first game of the doubleheader starts at 4 o'clock. We'll have that live on Facebook. And then it's a rebroadcast at 6:30, so be sure and look forward to that. Next week, we're going to be out doing some lacrosse. We were able to squeeze in lacrosse here on the NCWLIFE Channel this year. Didn't know if we were or not. Wenatchee, by the way, their lacrosse team is off to a fantastic start. They'll host North Creek next Wednesday in the Apple Bowl, and we'll have that one live at 7 o'clock next Wednesday here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Yeah, currently they're down in San Diego playing.
Yeah. A chance to go down to Cali, and I know I don't know if he's actively back coaching. Is Brandon back actually coaching or not? But he's from California. I'm sure that's the connection. We're ready for baseball once again here on the NCWLIFE Channel. And Barrios tries to bunt, and he'll take strike one. 1-1 the count with Llewellyn at first. Again, we're at a 2-0 ball game, bottom of the first. A little bit of a delay there for some diamond dry. And looks like things are pretty good as far as the footing is concerned. for Greninger. And Barrios again bunts. This is on the grass, which is wet. Third baseman fields and throws wide, and I think safe. Barrios.
No, he called him out at first.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it was fancy footwork there by the first baseman.
Okay, a little toe tap there. So a sacrifice bunt. 5-3 on the putout for the first out. Down to second goes Llewellyn, and brother Jet will step up here.
Well, and we go back to the ball being wet. That probably affected the throw by the third baseman there.
First pitch to Llewellyn is in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count. We do have dirt here, thus the diamond dry. Runner at scoring position for the Wildcats in a 2-0 ball game, and this pitch is across but a little low for a ball. 2-0 the count to Jet. Had a couple of base hits in the first game of the doubleheader today. Went 2 for 4 at the plate for the Wildcats. The 2-0 pitch is off the third baseman's glove, and they're going to try to wave the runner around third coming home. A lot of speed, and scoring on the play is Tice Llewellyn, and winding up down at second base with an RBI double is Jet.
Yeah, in that situation there, that left fielder comes up, and I think Tice was going to score on that automatically, and I hear Coach Lindgren over here asking the left fielder, what are you doing with the ball? You got to go to second base on that. Try and keep the runner off of second base, but work to our advantage.
We'll get a courtesy runner out at second base here for the Wildcats. For the catcher in this game, Jet Llewellyn. And that looked
Jace
like
Travato
it was
again.
Travato. Okay, so Travato will go out there and run. So 1 in for the Wildcats. And this pitch swung on a hit hard to left field. And that is going to move the runner up 90 feet. So Travato will hold up at third base on the sharp single by Michael Singleton. Good day for Singleton for the Wildcats. Runners on the corners now for Eastmont. Brings up Colin Babst. Third hit of the day between the two double headers here. Colin Babst looking for his first hit of the day. Steps up here with runner 90 feet away from tying this ball game up and only 1 out. Pitch to the plate is swung on a hit back past the mound, and the second baseman will flip to the bag, shortstop that is, will flip to the bag not in time to get the out there. Meanwhile, Llewellyn will score from third on the play, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, that was a good play by that shortstop just to get the 1 out there. That was a tough play.
So out at second is Singleton for the second out on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up left fielder Skylar Bryant. Coach Lindgren having a question with our home plate umpire about the play.
No sliding. So at second base you have to slide or avoid, and since he's arguing that the runner came in standing up, but I don't think there was a possibility.
There wasn't a possibility to turn double play there with a backhanded flip.
Yeah. And he fielded it so far up the middle.
Exactly. So Skylar Bryant steps up, left fielder, who was the right fielder and first baseman in our first game of the doubleheader today.
Came up big in that 9th inning, too, with the double to start it off.
This pitch swung on and popped up in the infield to the left side. Third baseman will call for it, and he will make the catch for the out. A little easier to look up into the sky when you don't have rain pelting in your eyeballs. Trying to find it. So that'll do it for Eastmont, but they do get a couple of runs on a couple of base hits. They leave man. We will head to the second, all tied at 2. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more Refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Well, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for Walla Walla. Yeah, I just had a complete stroke there. So 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Moses Lake. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Eastmont, as we're all tied at deuces as we head to the second inning of play. Cruz Martinez, Jackson Carlos, and Jay Stewart do up here for the Mavericks. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Clean Connection. Call Clean Connection to keep your carpet, upholstery, and air ducts clean for a healthier environment inside your home. Locally owned, find them at yourcleanconnection.com. Also by Coldwell Banker Cascade, encouraging you to leave your mark. Coldwell Banker Cascade is guiding you home in north central Washington. So a couple of runs in the first on back-to-back hits. Moses Lake got 4 hits in that first frame off of Brody Yale. Cruz Martinez will lead it off here, and the first pitch by Brody is swung on and missed, and the count 0-1 here on Cruz. Martinez played in the first game of the doubleheader today, had a couple of strikeouts. He was 1 for 4 officially, and this pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 quickly on Cruz Martinez.
Yeah, this is a big start to this inning for Bodie. You know, if he can get this out right here, then gives him confidence after getting out of that last jam that he was in.
Well, gets the first out here. Heimbigner to his right will field and throw in time for the out. So 1 out here in the second. That'll bring up center fielder Jackson Carlos.
Now that just gives you a little bit of confidence there. We turned that double play.
You have a tough situation in the reins in that first inning where you give up back-to-back hits and give up a couple of runs and then get it back. Offense covers you. Now it's square, and now you got the first out here of the second. You've gone 0-1 on Jackson Carlos. The 0-1 pitch on the way is a strike called.
And, for Bodie being a freshman to be able to have that ability to bounce back, too, that's a sign
huge.
of
That's huge.
Good things to come.
That came inside and hit the batter. Now, the batter says it hit him in the forearm. There's a question about whether it hit the bat or not.
I think the umpire is saying it hit the bat.
Well, and this goes back to, is the hand a part of the bat?
In the process of a swing, yes.
Okay. So that was the question. The pitch came inside, and our home plate umpire is going to appeal with the base umpire, and they are going to put him on at first base. So originally he called it a strike. A foul ball, if you will, and Jackson Carlos is in pain right now, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in the game.
Yeah, I think it's apparent that hit him in the hand.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a hit batter. So a runner aboard for the Mavericks with 1 down here in the inning, and that brings up the shortstop, Jay Stewart. So Darren Hoff comes out to get an explanation from our home plate umpire, John Steiner. And he says, okay, it hit him. Yeah, we could hear it on the microphone here. I mean, it definitely was a thud. So it hit something. And aluminum bat doesn't make that kind of a sound.
No.
Last I checked. Pitch to the plate here is low and away for a ball. 1-0 the count to Jay Stewart. First at bat for Stewart here in the second game of our doubleheader. He was hit by a pitch, walked and scored Moses Lake's only run. Also had a couple of ground outs. Pitch here is called strike. Evens the count to Stewart at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit hard past the diving shortstop into center field. So a 1-out base hit. And runners at first and second here, and back to the top of the order for left fielder Braden Anderson. Anderson started the ball game off with a base hit. Came around to score on the RBI by Zane Harden as The Mavericks scored 2 in the top of the first, now threatening here in the top of the second.
It'd be nice to get a good defensive play here by the Wildcats to get themselves out of this.
Well, they've been able to do so far on the afternoon. This pitch swung on at a line drive off the top of the webbing of the glove of the third baseman. Left fielder comes up with the ball. The runner rounding third, and the ball collides with the thigh of the base runner, and that allows him to get across home plate cleanly. So give an RBI on the hit by Anderson as Carlos comes around to score. So that'll make your hand feel a little better after being beaned. Stewart winds up down at third base on the play. Anderson with a base hit and then moves to second on the throw home. So another run is in. It's a 3-2 ball game, and that brings up catcher Blaine McDonald. McDonald also with a base hit and a run scored in the first. And the pitch by Brody is inside for ball one, 1-0 the count. A few more raindrops starting to fall once again here at the ballpark. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded to the second baseman. That's going to score another run. He'll throw to first in time for the outs. RBI to McDonald as it's Stewart that comes home on the play. Anderson goes down to third base. 4-3 on the putout for the second out, and that'll bring up second baseman Zane Harden.
Yeah, this just shows how well that the pitchers in the first game threw, for both teams. Because we've seen as many hits in this inning and a half as we did.
The whole game.
Right.
Yeah. First pitch is taken strike by Harden, who's 1 for 1 with a base hit and an RBI. The 0-1 pitch is a little bit high for ball one. April baseball in the Wenatchee Valley. You got to expect any kind of weather. This pitch swung on a hit hard, but on a hop right to Heimbigner, and he'll throw out in time. But a couple of more runs come in for Moses Lake on 2 hits and 1 man left on. We will head to the bottom of the second. It's 4-2 Mavericks on top of the Wildcats. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Prestige Senior Living, we celebrate life at every age. From our cognitive and fall reduction programs to our focus on life enrichment and wellness, we help our residents maintain independence while nurturing mind, body, and spirit. Residents also enjoy a wide variety of amenities and services, including restaurant quality dining, housekeeping, a full calendar of events, and so much more. To learn more or to schedule a tour, visit us at prestigecare.com or call the number on your screen. We can't wait to show you around.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Welcome back to the ballpark. A little wet here for game 2 of our doubleheader on the NCWLIFE Channel, but Moses Lake showing that they are a bad weather team, if you will, as they lead it here 4-2. And the bottom of the second, due up here for the Wildcats will be Nate Whitehall, Bodie Yale, and Carter Heimbigner, I believe. It's a little difficult to read my scorecard here, I'll be honest with you. And, so Whitehall will step up here in the second to lead it off. And the first pitch on the way to him is a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Appreciate you joining us along with Brandon Schmitten. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel. The 0-1 pitch to Whitehall is a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2.
It goes back to the saying it's always a great day for baseball, right? Doesn't matter the weather.
That's right. 0-2 count to Whitehall, leading it off here in the bottom of the second. And strike 3 called. Beautiful fastball painted on the outside corner, so 1 out for Eastmont. Brings up the pitcher, Brody Yale. First pitch to Bodie, swung on and fouled away. 0-1.
Bodie's been swinging it pretty good this year. His batting average is .417 right now. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pitch is fouled away, and the count quickly goes 0-2. So Kreninger doing a good job of getting out in front of the batters here in this frame for the Mavericks defensively. Pitch is swung on and look out, hit into the dugout on the third base side here. You've never had any close calls here, have you?
No. You know, when the coach almost got hit over here, I remember Don Zimmer. Remember when he was coaching third base?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why in the major leagues they wear those hard hats now.
Yeah. Scary stuff. 1-2 the count here to Yale, and the pitch by Kreninger on the way is swung on and missed. Second strikeout here in the frame. And 2 down for Eastmont brings up second baseman Carter Heimbigner. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Confluence Health. High-quality care close to home. Confluence Health, dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. Pitch to Heimbigner. He feigns the swing and holds back for ball 1. Mariners win earlier today on the road at Cleveland, 5-3 over the Guardians. This pitch misses low and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Wenatchee on the road at Sunnyside today for a doubleheader. Don't know what kind of weather they have down south. Probably a little bit better than what we've got here.
Let's hope for their sake.
2-0 pitch is low and away for ball 3. 3-0 quickly on Heimbigner with 2 outs here in the second. Couple of strikeouts to start it by Kreninger, but now struggling with Heimbigner. And the pitch to the plate is a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. Tried to sell that it was inside, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Heimbigner doing a little dance in the right-hand batter's box. The 3-1 pitch is curveball missing high and inside for ball 4. Eastmont got aboard to start the first on a walk. Ended up bringing home a couple of runs. So with 1 on and 2 out, back to the top of the order for Tice Llewellyn. He walked and scored in the first, right as the rains were really coming down as we started this ball game. Pitch misses low and away, or low and inside, I should say. 1-0 the count here to Tice.
Yeah, no, it's always a debate on, do you want to put more water on the field or less water? Because fields play significantly better when they're firm. But then, as we talked about, you get to that situation where it becomes slick for you.
Right.
So that was always a coach's dilemma. You know, you put too much water on it, and it's a mess. You don't put enough water on it, and it doesn't play well.
The only good news here in Eastern Washington is you put a little too much water, you only have to wait a little while for
That's true.
for that water to disappear, and then you got dust blowing around.
Yeah.
1-1 the count as he fouled off the next pitch. This pitch swung on a hit foul up the first base line. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes on Tice Llewellyn.
We got a balk there.
Oh, we had a balk. Okay,
Yeah.
so a no pitch call. That's our third balk of the afternoon. 2 in the first game against Eastmont pitchers, and now for the first time against a Moses Lake pitcher. So no pitch on that foul ball, so the count remains at a ball and a strike here to Tice Llewellyn. And now 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. Trailing at 4-2 is Eastmont. Pitch to the plate, swung on and hit, and it's going to be caught. I thought that might have a chance to have a little more juice to it. But
I thought it did, too.
Nope. Line out to the second baseman for the final out. So the Wildcats leave a runner aboard. We'll head to the third. Moses Lake 4, Eastmont 2. Big 9 baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the Diagnostic Doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Josh West, Michael Gensinger, and Drew Greninger due up here in the third for Moses Lake. 4-2 ball game. Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel. I'm with Brandon Schmitten. I'm Eric Granstrom and Brandon, former head coach here at Eastmont, and still involved coaching your son. And I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but after you stopped coaching, I was like, why don't I have Brandon join me on the broadcast? And thanks for doing this today.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I hope you're having a little fun with it.
I am, actually.
I know you're a baseball nut, and I don't know that from being around you as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I know that from your daughter's speech for Apple Blossom.
That's right, yeah. that was a fun event there.
Dylan is princess for the Apple Blossom Festival coming up, starting here in just a few weeks, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and they've been busy.
Oh, man, yeah. Pitch is swung on and fouled away by Josh West, 0-1 to count. He hit into a double play to end the first.
Yeah, they have 180 appearances that they're going to do.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, when they have the early meetings for the girls and parents to, okay, do you want to do this? Now, let's line this out for you because your time is not your own. If you get the top three, you're a busy person.
Yes.
And you're getting to see that firsthand, aren't you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's a good thing that her grades were good before this because she doesn't attend much school.
Well, and that's another thing that is just amazing to me is they get to top 10 and they get to be part of the three because of, part of it is what they're doing in school and their activities and all of that stuff. And then, of course, all that comes to an end because now you are representing not just the Apple Blossom Festival but our entire community and having to go all around the state.
Right. Yeah, and they go up to Canada twice for events, too.
2-2 the count here to Josh West. This pitch is swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at 2-2 strikes. But the speech, now, did you know she was doing that? Did you know that was the theme?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so she kind of tried to keep it
Dylan's speech was about a trip that you guys took, and this pitch is swung on and grounded to the second baseman, and right there is Heimbigner to make the out. He's been a busy guy here in this game so far. One down brings up Michael Getzinger. She told the story about when she said she was 11, I think, that you decided that the family's going to take a trip across the country and you're going to visit some ballparks.
We did.
On the way.
Yeah, we went.
So 30, how many days?
35 days.
And how many ballparks?
We went to 10 major league parks, 2 minor league parks. We played catch on the Field of Dreams, my son and I.
That's cool.
We got to go to Ken Griffey Jr.'s induction in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, man.
And then we saw a play on Broadway, too, so she was happy about that.
Yeah, because, that sounds like a guy trip.
It does.
I mean, that just sounds like a trip for someone who is a baseball nut, not for an 11-year-old girl necessarily.
Right.
But it was great. The speech that she did was so well, I think, done because she looked at it from her perspective now, and maybe not the perspective she had back then.
Right.
About how cool that was for you.
And
it was a tribute to you, I thought, and it was a great speech. And of course, I'm tearing up while I'm watching it and listening to it, and it's well deserved that she is part of the representation for the Valley for the Apple Blossom
thank
Festival.
you. Yeah, it's really neat for us as a family and for her especially. So.
You call her princess around the house, or did you call her princess before that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Dylan doesn't strike me as being one that would kind of buy into that whole deal.
No. And, the funny thing is when she first told us, she goes, yeah, I'm going to run for Apple Blossom. I'm like, what about track? Because, she was a district champ. And
accomplished trackster.
Yeah, in long jump last year. And she's like, well, I'll still be able to do most of it. So luckily, her and Natalie, who's the other princess, Natalie plays softball for Wenatchee. So they're
ground
still
ball to
getting,
the shortstop. Double play chance to 2 for 1. The throw to the first is in time. Nice dig over there by the first baseman for the Wildcats as they turn a 6-4-3 double play to get out of a little situation here in the third. We'll pick up more of the Princess story as we continue. 4-2 our score. Heading to the bottom of the third on the NCWLIFE Channel.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And a lot of people were losing jobs. Friends had left the community. It was a hard time. That football team and companies like Abby's kept that place alive and the community spirit alive. That's legendary.
Valenti Barrios, Jet Llewellyn, and Michael Singleton due up here in the third. I think you're going to have to help me out.
That is correct.
Brandon. Yep. Okay. All right. Brandon Schmitten joining us here on the broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel. It's a 4-2 ball game, bottom of the third inning, and we're talking about his daughter Dylan getting a chance to. She took the chance. I mean, she made it happen to run for Apple Blossom Festival and was selected as a princess. And kind of joking as to whether she's a princess at home or not now after the fact. How's the brother handling all this?
He's good. He was super proud of her. Yeah. So that's neat to see that.
Were you a little surprised when she told you, hey, I'm going to do this? Because my daughter tried to go and she didn't get the top 10, but when she told me, it was like totally out of her realm. And I'm like, what? You're going to do this?
Exactly.
Really? I was happy, she was going to try, but it was still so out of an element for her.
Yeah, that was the same with us. She just came up one day from downstairs and said, I'm running for Apple Blossom. I'm like, what? You're running for Apple Blossom? But she went with it, and I was super proud of her because,
this pitch is swung on and hit into right field. It's going to be a nice seeing eye single there for Valenti Barrios.
The one thing that she said was, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and it's something that is just Wenatchee Valley. Nowhere else in the world has this.
No, that's true. That's true. So, absolutely. I asked my daughter about it as Jet Llewellyn steps at a catcher here for Eastmont. I said, "What, Gracie? Why are you going to do this?" She goes, "Dad, that's a lot of money." And I said, "Well, okay, you're honest.
Yeah,
absolutely, and it is a lot of scholarship money.
It is." And the neat thing is they make the girls, or they give the girls half of it when they go to college, and then they get the other half when they give the crown away. So they know that their commitment is through the whole thing.
Pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count even now to Llewellyn at 1-1 strike. Barrios retreats back to the bag at first for Eastmont. Has got a chance to cut into a 4-2 deficit right here.
Yeah, and we were saying the nice thing is Dylan and Natalie are both able to continue to do their sports in the spring. So
that's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, they have to give up a large portion of their life to do this. But if they don't have to give up everything, then that's fabulous.
Yeah.
The runner from first goes. The pitch swung on. This could be trouble.
Find the ground.
And no. A good running play by the right fielder. Now heading back, sliding head first, safe to the bag at first is Barrios. A great play by the right fielder that time. Hernandez out there. Noah Hernandez, who's playing in our second game of the doubleheader, was not in the lineup for the first game. But again, defensively, we've seen nothing but great plays, it seems, all day today.
Yeah, this is a very well-played baseball game by both sides defensively. Something you hope as a coach that you get to see all the time, but unfortunately,
This pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. Double play chance to second for one. The relay to first is a little bit high on the throw. So Singleton gets aboard on a fielder's choice, 6-4. Out is Barrios. So 2 down here for Eastmont. And that'll bring up right fielder Colin Bapst. Bapst was our pitcher in the first game. And I heard him ask you a question down in the dugout between our doubleheaders here.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Colin, we were counting the number of times your hats came off when we stopped at 13. He goes, 13? Did I really do it that many times? I'm like, no, it was way more.
Oh, you did it like twice as many as that. Tucker Wagner, our guy back in the van, says, yeah, oh, yeah. No, it was like almost every pitch. So Darren Hoff asking about that last pitch and whether or not it was a swing.
Yeah, and the problem with the way that the umpires are set up here is they're doing 2-man mechanics, which is how high school games are done, and the umpire that's doing the bases right now is not in a position where he can call a check swing or not.
Yeah.
And so it's an umpire or home plate umpire's call. So there's really no appeal to.
Right, because you got to be down a line really to see about that bat and if it crosses the plate.
Correct.
And things like that.
Yeah, in the major leagues, what do they have? 5 umpires, I think? 4?
Well,
4 or 5
in the playoffs, they go beyond the 4.
Yeah.
This pitch is a strike called on the outside corner, so Bapst is gone, and that'll do it for Eastmont. Get a runner aboard on a base hit. They leave a man. We will head to the top of the 4th. Moses Lake on top 4-2. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chair on the other side. We can lift this up.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Cruz, Martinez, Jackson, Carlos, and Jay Stewart do up the bottom of the order here for Moses Lake in the 4th. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service and installation since 1982, serving residential and commercial. They specialize in indoor air quality, installation, service, and repair. Dan Kuntz, one of our line producers on site here today, just came by to check in with us, make sure we're doing okay, and he looked at my score sheet and he goes, that looks like an ink blot test. Yes, it does. I think that Cruz Martinez was 4-3 ground out in his first plate appearance, so he's 0 for 1. Did I get that right?
You did. That's one of 9 outs that Carter Heimbigner's already been responsible
for. It's been a busy game for our second baseman for the Eastmont Wildcats. First pitch misses high for ball 1.
So, looking at that, I think he's been responsible for every single out in this game so far. He's been a part of every out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This pitch misses high. So you have to dive into the record books about that one, Coach, and see, how many a player's had in one game. And this pitch is going to be hit over Heimbigner's head into right field for a base hit. So a leadoff single here for Martinez. And that'll bring up Jackson Carlos.
That kind of reminds me of the golf game that I had yesterday with my dad. Every ball wanted to find the sand trap. And even balls that didn't find the sand trap.
I try to be positive when I have that kind of thing going on. I'm like, well, the golf gods are just telling me I need more practice in the sand trap.
That's right.
That's what it's telling me there. This pitch is bouncing all the way to the backstop, and it was a bunt. Scoring was Jackson Carlos, but he doesn't have to do anything. The wild pitch will move Martinez down to second base. Now, I do need help on this one. I know Carlos scored in the second, but
hit by pitch.
Oh, he's hit by pitch. Okay,
Yeah.
that might be an H. It's a black stain on my page right here. So a runner in scoring position for Moses Lake, and the pitch on the way. Bunt attempt again, and he fouled it off, and the count now even to Carlos at 1-1 strike. What's that?
Luckily, I chose to use a pencil for this game.
See, now that would be smart. Absolutely. But I have found in my years and years and years of doing play-by-play and keeping track of my own score, this pitch is bunted up the first baseline. Pitcher off the mound will field and throw wide, and that's going to allow a run to score on our first error of the afternoon. And, in fact, the runner is going to wind up down at third base on the play. So a bunt and an E1. And Martinez comes home to score to make it 5-2 now. And then all the way around to third base goes Jackson Carlos. And Jay Stewart will now step up. But I found pencils are great, except you need to have some sort of sharpener or 19 pencils ready, because I have a tendency to press pretty hard.
Yeah.
When I keep track.
Mechanical.
So you got a mechanical pencil. See, I've just never been able to be successful with a mechanical because I press too hard.
Yeah.
Pop, breaks, and then I'm out of lead. This pitch is swung on and popped up into foul territory and out of play, I assume. Looking at all the players, they're like, I'm not running. 0-1 to count to Stewart, who is 1 for 1 with a base hit and a run scored. Moses Lake has brought their hitting shoes to this one. 7 hits in the ballgame now. 5 runs in.
Got the infield in, trying to prevent another run here.
1-2 the count, and this pitch misses high and inside for ball 2. 2-2. Somewhere in my pregame notes that are probably trashed right now, I had some stuff written down about Moses Lake. This next pitch is a curveball, strike called, and gone looking is
big strikeout
Stewart.
right there.
That's a huge strikeout. That's the first out of the inning, and back to the top of the order for Braden Anderson for the Mavericks.
It's 2 for 2 in this game so far with a couple of singles.
Pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count here to Anderson. Yeah, he's had a good afternoon. He did well in the first game, too, if I remember right. This pitch is swung on and hit foul and out of play. Or did he? No, he was 0 for. Yeah, he was 0 for 4. So 1-1 the count here to Anderson. Yeah, Moses Lake on the season has been averaging 9 runs per game and allowing just a run and a half per game.
Wow.
So that shows you how good it was for Eastmont to get the win earlier today in 9 innings, 2-1. And they're on that kind of a pace here in game 2. This pitch is a little outside.
That looked good there.
Wow, that did look good. Count runs to 3 balls and a strike on Braden Anderson. Runner at third base with 1 out in the inning. Infield drawn in to try to keep that run from scoring. This pitch misses way outside for ball 4. So runners on the corners here for the Mavericks. And Blaine McDonald due up. Broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop-off available, too. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. McDonald steps in after a 1-for-2 game so far with a base hit and a run scored in the first. He grounded out. Tossed to the bag at first, not in time. Grounded out, but it scored a run in the second as the Mavericks scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, now another here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Good cut by McDonald.
And we're in the 3rd inning, right?
Oh, no, we're in the 4th, aren't we?
We're in the 4th. What am I thinking?
I don't know. I said
you
5th.
said 5th.
I said 5th. Yeah.
I said 3rd. I just want to make you feel
I'm
good.
just going to blame it on my ink blot test I got going on here. Toss to the bag at first is not in time. Again, only one out. Infield back at double play depth, hoping to turn two and get Brody Yale out of the inning. Close play at the bag at first. Again, just a freshman on the mound here for Eastmont. And Brody Yale. Pretty good move to the bag at first. Pitch to the plate, the bunt attempt, and runner from first breaks. Strike called. No throw down to second. So Anderson down to second base on the play. Meanwhile, demonstrative down in the third base coach's box.
Not real happy with that call.
Yeah. Donnie Lindgren, the head coach for Moses Lake. So it's 0-2 now with one out. And the pitch, check swing, but I think he went around. He did. And so gone on the strikeout. And that's a big strikeout there. So two strikeouts here for Yale.
And a great job by Jet Llewellyn there to block
hold
back because that ball gets past him.
That's a run scored.
Or you don't allow the run to score, but you don't throw it down to first base.
Right. Zane Harden now steps up with two down in the inning and two aboard. And this pitch is high and away for a ball. 1-0 the count. Harden 1 for 2 in the game with a base hit and a ground out to second. Yeah, we're talking about the busy night here for Heimbichner. Definitely so. 1-0 pitch swung on and fisted in the air, but right to the shortstop, and that'll be the final out here for Moses Lake. But they do get a run on a hit and an error, and they leave a couple aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 5-2 Mavericks over the Wildcats. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Well, the Wildcats with some work to do, trailing it here 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Skylar Bryant, Nate Whitehall, and Bodie Yale do up here for Eastmont. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured that Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate at 509-423-2207. Along with Brandon Schmitten, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel. As we bring you the second part of our twin bill today. First game went the way of the Wildcats, 2-1 in 9 innings. What a game it was. This one, offensive performance so far by the Mavericks. Bryant leads it off against Greninger, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled right back to the umpire's shoulder, and that hurts. And he will need a moment to collect himself, and he'll be lucky if that didn't catch a collarbone. That hurts.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No. Remember doing an Apple Sox game years ago, and fastball came in. The batter swung, missed it. Catcher missed it. And it came and hit the forearm of the umpire. Oh. I'm trying to remember the umpire at that point. Randy Sutton, I believe was his name, out of Yakima. And it broke his arm.
Really?
He finished the game.
With a broken arm?
Yeah. Well, he didn't know it was broken at the time. It
right.
just had a huge welt on it. But went and visited with him in the and I think Russ Waterman was one of the other umpires at that point. But went to visit with him, and he goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's broken. And he had to drive back to Yakima that night.
Oh, my gosh.
With a broken arm. So, yeah, it
and it almost accelerates the speed of it when it's coming off of the bat backwards.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure how the physics on that works, but the biology of it hurts.
Yeah. There's no argument about that.
Nope. So 0-1 the count to Bryant, and looks like our home plate umpire, John Steiner's going to hang in there. And the 0-1 pitch swung on a foul ball on the third base side. And, look out.
Effort.
Good effort by the third baseman there.
Makes it a lot nicer to dive when you got the water on there, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, you kind of ski it a little bit better. Cruz Martinez was over there trying to make the play on that ball in foul territory. So the count 0-2 now on Skylar Bryant. Defense gets back in position. And Greninger ready. Gets a sign from McDonald. And the pitch on the way to the plate. It swung on, popped up. Is that one yours, Brian?
A little bit behind us.
Okay. Not too bad. The count stays at 0-2. Our broadcast also tonight brought to you by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next tournament and event today. Call the Pro Shop to schedule your time on their full swing S4 widescreen golf simulators at 509-884-4653. 0-2 count to Bryant leading it off here in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch swung on and hit to the left side of the infield. Through for a base hit. Diving play by Martinez. And that's something also, Coach, you can tell me this, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to it. And looking at the uniform bottoms, the white uniform bottoms of Mr. Martinez out there, you guys also have to launder the uniforms too, don't you? Or do you?
You know, if over to our left down the third baseline, I don't know why I decided to, but back when I was coaching, I decided to build a clubhouse over here. And so Bob Gallagher and I spearheaded the thing. And, you know, we put together the funds for it. We got donations from a ton of different people and companies around the area. And
caught stealing is Bryant.
And inside there we've got a locker room, and then upstairs there's a laundry room. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a better job of keeping the uniforms well maintained. So we ended up putting a washer and dryer up there, and so we wash all of our uniforms now.
Okay.
Now, before that, everybody would take theirs home, and kids
it was up to Mom to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. This pitch is swung on and missed. And suddenly 2 down for Eastmont as they started the inning off looking pretty good. Bryant with a base hit, but then caught stealing. And now the strikeout by Whitehall, and that brings up Brody Yale.
Yeah, so I think it's better for coaches to do the laundry on that stuff, because sometimes you have kids come back with pink uniforms and
yeah. Well, and I guess I shouldn't be sexist here. I shouldn't say it's the mom that's doing it.
Right.
I mean, typically,
yes,
it's mom that's doing the laundry. But, you know, there's situations where kids doing the laundry themselves.
That's right.
0-1 the count to Yale, and a swing and a miss here, and the count goes to 0-2.
That was a good fastball right there.
Yeah, that snapped the Wilmington glove, the catcher McDonald, that's for sure. Brody struck out back in the second, and behind in the count here. The 0-2 delivery is in the dirt outside for a ball. 1-2 the count. Good job by McDonald to make a block on that, even though there's nobody on the base pass. You know, catcher is an underrated position as far as not only the importance, but also what those guys do behind the plate. I say this as a former catcher.
Yeah, and their leg strength.
Yes. The 1-2 pitch is strike 3 called. Gone looking is Yale, and a 3-up, 3-down story turns out to be for the Wildcats of the fourth. To the fifth we go. This time we're going to the fifth.
Yes.
It is 5-2. Moses Lake on top. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And our kids still talk about that. I go back now, too, and I think about all those great days and great times. The neat thing is that we can go back in today and still enjoy the same quality food that we enjoyed 50 years ago. That's legendary.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
To the fifth inning we go. Josh West, Michael Getzinger, and Drew Greninger due up here for Moses Lake, the 4-5-6 hitters, as it's a 5-2 lead by the Mavericks, visiting with Brandon Schmitten here on the broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel. And the clubhouse that is on the third base side here appeared a few years ago. What year was that?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly the year that it got.
It was pre-COVID, I know that.
Yeah.
So it was 60?
No, it was in 2010 we were using it.
Oh,
I know
10.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was probably 2007-8 when it got done. Yeah.
But thanks to donations from individuals and companies around the valley to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of companies that donated time, energy, and materials and everything else for us. So
that's great. This pitch is inside and looked like it was going to hit the batter as Josh West was bending out of the way and expecting that to plunk him. And from my perspective, right behind the plate here, it looked like it was going to hit him. 1-0 the count to West. And Brody Yale's next pitch swung on and fisted to the left side of the infield. In to field it is the third baseman, and he'll make the play and make the out for the first out here of the frame. And we had somebody other than Heimbigner at second base make a play.
Out.
Michael Singleton over there at third base.
Yeah, it's amazing what our community will do for the kids of the valley. You know, giving up, like I said, the same thing with Apple Blossom, too, going back to that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Definitely a community event.
And I think what's great about that, too, going back to the Apple Blossom part of it, and that I've been able to be aware of just because of being behind the scenes and helping and volunteering and things like that. But the amount of support, not just financial, but just community support that all 10 of those girls get, and the training they get and all of that, I mean, is life-altering, I think, and will stay with them forever.
Yeah, it's the... You know, you said something about the
beautiful pick over there at shortstop. Holy cow, what a play. 6-3 on the putout.
Good play by Tice there. You were talking about the finances of it and how that's nice for the girls to get, but the experience that they're getting with the people in the valley is life-changing.
Well, and not only is it a learning adventure for them to learn about the history of Apple Blossom and the importance of the apple industry and things like that, but it's also a learning lesson for them to say, holy cow, there's a lot of people behind this that really, this is their thing.
Yes. Yeah, starting with Darcy.
Yes.
I mean, she's been doing it for 29 years, I think.
She's the straw that stirs the drink, that's for sure.
But the experience that she got to have when she went through the interviews with the panel and all that stuff is something that you miss when you're in high school. You know, you don't get, I guess.
Well, and all I can think of is the application for jobs later in life. And you've already been through really tough interviews, so you're ready.
Yeah. That's so true.
3-1 the count to Greninger here, and the pitch to the plate is a strike, so that count runs full now. With 2 outs here in the fifth, nobody aboard. Moses Lake on top 5-2 as some splattering raindrops start falling once again here at the ballpark. Pitch on the way is swung on, popped up, and who's going to call it?
Carter Heimbigner, of course.
Wow, and there seemed to be a little question on Llewellyn. I think Llewellyn lost sight of the ball, and so thankfully Heimbigner was able to make the play. And that'll be the third out. And for the first time, Moses Lake is retired in order here in the fifth. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. It is a 5-2 contest. We'll come back with more next on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, Our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Carter Heimbigner, who's been a busy man defensively here for Eastmont, will start it off in the bottom of the fifth. Tice Llewellyn, Valente Barrios also due up here for the Wildcats in a 5-2 contest. Moses Lake on top. Our broadcast brought to you by Kennedy Real Estate Group. They're more than selling houses. They're building communities. Buying or selling, call the Kennedy Real Estate Group. Find them online at KENADY group.com. That's Kennedy with a K, ENADY group.com. Yeah, probably so. Rain's starting to pick up here, and I see a split in the clouds off to our west. So this is a passing shower, but Brandon's going to grab our umbrella and help cover us up again. And the next pitch is low for a ball. So quickly 2-0 on Carter Heimbigner, who to a point in this game defensively had a hand in every out recorded. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was 9 outs straight that were recorded by either a double play or...
Yeah, he had a hand on the ball at some point in time. And he just made the pop out to, caught the pop out to end the top half of this inning. 2-1 to count to him here. And the delivery by Valdez misses low and inside for ball 3.
They need to get a run here in this inning to give themselves a little bit of confidence coming back into it.
And a leadoff walk might help in that regard as the Wildcats get a runner aboard for the second inning in a row here to start in fact, third inning in a row. They've had the leadoff man aboard. Back to the top of the hour for Tice Llewellyn. Llewellyn is 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first and lined out to second in the second. Pitch is swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-1 to Tice.
Yeah, he stepped into a big role this year as a freshman. I think he started every game at shortstop for him and played really well.
0-1 pitch is missing low for a ball. 1-1 to count. Two teams played on Tuesday night, or Tuesday, I should say, with Moses Lake coming out on top in that one. This pitch is a strike called on the outside corner. The count runs to a ball and 2 strikes. Moses Lake coming out on top of that one by a score of 5-2. Same score we have right here in Game 2 of this twin bill today. Eastmont winning the opener in extra innings. Went 9 innings, 2-1 the final. This pitch is swung on and hit left center field for a base hit. So Tice aboard. Yeah, you play those outfielders shallow. And, the ball's, number one, it's wet. It's heavy air. The ball's not going to travel very far tonight.
Yeah, and the ball hasn't been traveling for either team today.
No. Deepest hit we saw was a ball caught out in right center. And that's about it.
Yep.
So Valente Barrios steps in, and the first pitch is in the dirt inside. Almost hit him. 1-0 the count to Barrios, who is 1 for 2? No, 1 for 1. Had a sac bunt in the first and a base hit to center in the third. They'd love for him to come through with a base hit here in a 1-0 or a 1-0 count. Pitch is a bunt up the third baseline. Third baseman comes in, fields, and throws, and it is in time to get the out. Runners will move up 90 feet.
Did a great job right there doing his job, getting the bunt down and advancing the runners and getting them in scoring position for Jet.
So 1 out here as Jet Llewellyn will step up. Jet Llewellyn scored a run in the first, and he flew out to right in the third. as our crew scrambles to make sure our cameras are protected in this wet weather with a pretty good soggy rain falling right now. First pitch to Llewellyn is a ball.
You know, Eric, I was just looking. I think we've only had 2 doubles on the day. Jet Llewellyn had one, and Skylar Bryant had one to finish.
Okay. How about that? 1-0 the count here, and the ball is taken for a strike, and Llewellyn looks like he didn't like that call. Runner at third is Heimbigner. Tice Llewellyn out there at second base. And the pitch here is a curveball taken, ball 2.
Well, we'll see if the rain is the cause of the runs, because we scored our first 2 runs. And
that's right. Swing and a foul into the glove of the catcher brings the count even to Llewellyn at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a big hack there.
He was looking for money on that one. Jet Llewellyn back in. And the pitch to him is outside, missing for ball 3. Well, it didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't.
First base is open. Outfield still playing rather shallow here on a wet night of the ballpark. This pitch swung on a fisted. Going to be a tough play. Third baseman comes in, can't feel the ball, and that's going to work out as a base hit on the infield for Llewellyn. The bases are loaded.
And Carter was stuck there with indecision of whether to go or whether to stay, and I mean,
well, only one out. Not a bad idea to hang out where you are.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a courtesy runner to come out at first base. Is that Travato again?
Yep, Jace Travato again.
Okay. And Michael Singleton coming to the plate here for Eastmont. Had a base hit?
Yep, base hit in the first.
And again, my score sheet is completely sogged ears, and I'm using a pen that has a soft ink flow tip. This pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count 0-1. And with the early rains, in fact, I could tell you when it rained. It rained in the first 2 innings of this game, because that's first 2 innings I have a really hard time reading here on my score sheet. So 0-1 to count to Singleton here. Bases are jammed. Eastmont trying to get back into this one. And this curveball is a strike on the inside corner. 0-2 the count to Michael Singleton, who not happy with that call. He takes a little saunter out of the batter's box. Now taps the plate. Back in and ready. 1 down in the inning. Bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and chopped back over the mound to the right side. A double play chance. They'll get 1 out, but they won't get the relay to first, and a run scores. It's now 5-3. Singleton aboard on a fielder's choice. Llewellyn ends up at third base. That's Tice at third base.
I know Michael's not going to be too happy with that, but you know what? He ended up getting a run across, and you know, with 2 strikes on him, didn't watch that third strike go by.
Close the gap. Now a discussion on the mound here for Moses Lake. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel is brought to you in part by Les Schwab. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously every time you stop by. Also by Sangster Motors, family owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV. So we'll see if they stick with Greninger on the mound. Looks like they will. Yes. So more of a discussion about defensively. And, you know, put the ball in play. Make them make the play. And then, you know, this infield is wet right now.
It is
wet.
Yeah.
So any ball on the grass is going to be an interesting endeavor.
Yeah.
As Colin Babst steps in. And a 5-3 contest now. And the pitch is bouncing in, gets away from the catcher. The runner from first is going to go down to second. But holding at third base was Tice Llewellyn on the play. So ball 1 to Colin Babst. Singleton ends up at second on the play. And now a base hit would tie this game, potentially.
Yeah, as you were saying, the outfielders are playing in pretty shallow. So
this pitch misses inside. Off-speed pitch there from Greninger, and the count 2-0 to Colin Babst. Colin looking for his first hit of the nightcap here.
Oh, they just put him on there.
Oh, and I do like this change in the rules where you can just say, instead of throwing 4 pitches outside the strike zone,
right,
just say, okay, intentional walk, let's put him on, load the bases for Skylar Bryant. Bryant 1 for 2, had a base hit in his last plate appearance down the line to left. The pitch to him here, swung on and fouled back into the screen. The count 0-1 on the left fielder for Eastmont.
Yeah, now Michael, on any ball hit here, he's got to be thinking score, too. So Skylar can put a ball in play and get it beyond the infield.
This pitch is a strike called. Count now 0-2 on Skylar Bryant. So got to protect. 2 outs, 1 run in, bases loaded. 7th man to the plate for Eastmont here in the frame. And the pitch on the way to the plate is high with a fastball, missing for ball 1. Nate Whitehall on deck waiting for a chance. The pitch to Bryant, swung on and missed. That is the 3rd time here in the ballgame that Eastmont has struck out for the final out in the inning. But they do get a run back, and we'll head to the 6th. It is a 5-3 contest. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During our spring tire sale, we watch out for your wallet too. Save up to $175 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Yeah, we're kind of tethered.
Yeah. Got a little bit of equipment that we're...
Here we are. It's the 6th inning of play. Cruz Martinez, Jackson Carlos, and Jay Stewart due up here for Moses Lake, and they're part of the 6th. It's a 5-3 contest. Close one here. Just like our first one of the day, a 2-1 9-inning decision went the Wildcat way as Martinez steps up. He'll take the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 to count. As Brody Yale continues to pitch here for Eastmont as we're in the 6th frame. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Curveball, and that is bouncing away from our catcher. Now the scoreboard says 2-0, but I thought it was 1-1. Wasn't that first one?
Yeah, the first one was called strike, yeah.
All right. I'll believe me. The 1-1 pitch is high and away from ball 2. 2-1 to count to Martinez. And that's tough. And well, your scorekeeper here for the scoreboard is up over behind first base dugout, or the third base dugout, and up in the clubhouse. So pretty hard to even see the umpire flash his fingers.
Right.
But it is 3-1 now to Cruz Martinez, leading it off here in the 6th. And the pitch is strike called. And Martinez thought that was ball 4. He was heading down to first base.
I think he was hoping for that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. 3-1 pitch on the way to the plate. Swung on a miss. That's a good strikeout for Brody Yale to start off here in the 6th. You know, if I could read my page, I'd tell you how many strikeouts that is. Is that 3?
That's 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 strikeouts.
Okay, that'll bring up Jackson Carlos, the center fielder. Oh, we got a pinch hitter coming up. 16 is hitting. Yes, so get that name for you, and that is Adrian Martinez.
You know, Bodie's been throwing well all game long, but he is throwing even better as the game goes on.
Yeah, I agree. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. This will be a challenge with the rain coming down, and the left fielder falling down makes the catch. 2 down here for Moses Lake. And, anything hit anywhere is kind of an adventure here this evening. Skylar Bryant making a nice play out there in left field. So that'll bring up Stewart, who is 1 for 2 so far with a base hit and a run scoring. And we're going to get a timeout here by the home plate umpire. I didn't see him point at anybody.
I didn't either.
Maybe he just needed a little time out there. This pitch swung on it. Look out, hit foul and clear out of the ballpark. 0-1 to count to Stewart. Yale ready, and the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, he was way out in front of that one. The count 0-2 as Stewart was fooled badly on that bender. He's an impressive freshman.
He is impressive, yeah. Strong, very strong kid.
0-2 pitch is a fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner.
That popped the glove
and
there.
And a 3-up, 3-down story, and the 4th strikeout for Brody Yale. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 Moses Lake by 2. We're back after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I believe we've been coming to Abby's for 56 years, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
56 years.
Remembering all the events as a family and a community that we spent at Abby's.
Excellent and delicious food at an affordable price. We're delighted that we live close enough to be able to be a frequent customer.
And we are.
And we are. In fact, we've got orders to bring home a giant pizza when we leave here tonight.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nate Whitehall, Bodie Yale. I apologize. I called him Brody several times, so I apologize for that. But Bodie Yale due up. Also Carter Heimbegner here for Eastmont as it's a 5-3 contest scheduled for 7 here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Raindrops falling on our heads, and this pitch is inside and hits Whitehall. So he gets aboard to lead off the 6th.
Wonder if we'll have a pinch runner here for Nate.
And we will have a runner come out. And who is
Travato.
it? Travato again.
Now this is a pinch runner because Nate's playing first base now.
Fourth inning in a row that Eastmont's had the leadoff man aboard. And this pitch taken by Yale. Strike outside. 0-1 the count with Travato at the lead at the bag at first. This pitch swung on and well hit into the gap, but it's going to be caught because the center fielder was perfectly positioned and going to wind up to be a double play. How about that? Bang, bang, you're out.
Yeah, that ball was struck well by Bodie right there, and great play by the center fielder.
Fantastic positioning by Jackson Carlos out there in center field. And he didn't have to move very much to his left. That was impressive. And an LO8-3 for the double play. And a fly ball hit foul down the right field line, and that's going to get out of play. 0-1 to Carter Heimbigner. A couple of times here in this game, Eastmont's got the leadoff man aboard and then erased with a situational deal defensively for Moses Lake. So give credit to the Mavericks. The 0-1 pitch to Heimbigner is high for a ball. Evens the count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, we had a caught stealing, a fielder's choice.
Right.
And
yeah, it's been kind of an interesting endeavor. The 1-1 pitch on the way to the plate is a strike call, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
You know, in last inning, I keep saying but Eastmont had the leadoff runner on and ended the inning with three runners left on base, and you and I have been talking about that all day long about how many runners Eastmont's had left on
14
base.
14 runners left on base between the 2 games today for the Wildcats. The 2-2 pitch on the way here swung on and hit hard on a hop right at the second baseman. He'll bobble it, but throw in time for the out, and Eastmont, as it turns out, retired in order here in the 6th. To the 7th we go. 5-3. Moses Lake by 2. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Top of the order due up for Moses Lake. Braden Anderson, Blaine McDonald, and Zane Harden here to face Bodie Yale, who is going to go the whole way here, looks like, for Eastmont. And an impressive job by a freshman here. I mean, he has given up the 5 runs on the board here, but I don't care. It's an impressive performance nonetheless.
Yeah, and his fastball looks like it's getting faster
and
faster
as we go.
Yeah,
it's got some snap to it. So the first pitch of the inning is all the way to the backstop. They added snap to it, but it also snapped, kind of ducked, and went out of the way. 1-0 the count to Braden Anderson, the left fielder, 2 for 2 in the ball game with a run and an RBI. The 1-0 pitch on the way to the plate is low for a ball. 2-0 the count. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by Save Mart. Pitch swung on and hit on a hop right to the third baseman. Singled in there. The throw is low, but a nice pick over there by Whitehall. And 5-3 on the putout. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. Save Mart, shop smart, shop local, providing outstanding value and service since 1962.
We've seen a lot of good plays at first base by
both sides.
Yes,
both
definitely.
sides. Absolutely.
Some fancy footwork.
Yeah, there's been some low throws and some nice picks. Pitch to the plate here is a bender in there for a strike to McDonald. Oh, it won the count. McDonald 1 for 3 tonight with a base hit and a run, and grounded out and struck out. Pitch is swung on and hit on a slow roller to the to the second baseman, and nice play again by Heimbigner. Yet another put out by Heimbigner. 2 outs here in the 7th. Brings up Zane Harden. By the way, due up for Eastmont. Well, they got the top of the order coming up in the 7th. Their last chance here as they trail it 5-3. And the job right now for Bodie Yale is to keep it at a 5-3 contest.
Yeah, these are the type of games that you're glad you get to play. Playoff level games, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah. So when playoff time does come, everybody's been in this experience. Makes it a lot better than going out and blowing out.
And to have success in that tight situation where Eastmont won the first game today.
Right.
And then Moses Lake, you tip your hat to them. They've come right back here. And base hit for Hardin. But after scoring just one run in the first game and falling to Eastmont in 9 innings, 2-1, they came right out here, scored 2 in the first, scored 2 more in the second, added another in the fourth, and that's where they lead at 5-3 right now. And a little 2-out rally attempt here by the Mavericks as Josh West steps up, looking for his first base hit to the ball game. And this pitch, well, he got a hit, but it was a ball that hit him in the shoulder and the arm. So you hope that's not a situation with the baseball being a little slick.
Yeah, they've been pretty diligent about switching the balls out, trying to keep them dry. This is where it'd be nice to have Major League Baseball money and just keep on getting a brand new ball.
Brand new ball every pitch. Getzinger steps up now. And the pitch to him is swung on and fouled back. And the count's 0-1 to Getzinger, who has a base hit and an RBI, is walked and also grounded out to short. 2 aboard with 2 outs for Moses Lake. In a 5-3 contest here in the top of the 7th. Pitch here is a curveball, and that is a strike. 0-2 to Getzinger. He's got a pretty good bender.
He does, yeah. The nice thing about that pitch is it changes speeds a lot, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids that will try and throw it hard, and it doesn't have enough of the variation in speed, so it makes it easier to hit.
Well, and his arm slot seems to be pretty similar no matter what he's throwing, too. So
yes.
That's always good, and just, again, impressive for a freshman. 1-2 pitch is a curveball missing high for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Getzinger, who is a designated hitter in this second game of our doubleheader after being a pitcher in our opening stanza. The 2-2 pitch swung on and a line drive.
Oh, what a play by Carter Heimbigner.
Heimbigner snaps it. That seemed like it had a vapor trail on it on that ball hit. So a line out to second. And another play by Heimbigner in this one. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is a 5-3 contest. Don't go away. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Tice Llewellyn, Valente Barrios, and Jet Llewellyn do up here in the 7th for Eastmont. So, I mean, you're trailing it by 2, and you got your top of the order coming up, but just what the coach wants, right?
Yeah,
exactly. We're talking about the level of support for teams and students and student athletes, and I think, to me anyway, looking at it, we got a baseball that came out here in foul territory, so we got to get that out of there. It looks like Moses Lake is having somebody warm up just in case. Yeah. But I see coaches for other programs come and support the kids in every other sport.
Right.
Like I see Mike Don.
Yeah.
Here earlier, and just support, he's just there.
Yeah,
just and I see him in basketball, and I see him at wrestling matches, and I see the coaching staffs throughout Eastmont, and it's about, I hear that about culture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how it happens. As pitcher's in there for a strike.
Mike does a really good job of getting to know the kids and supporting them, and they know that he's going to be there for them. And that's why the football program has 100 and something kids out.
Pitch is swung on and hit the air to deep center. Look out. Did that ball fall in, or was it caught? No, it was caught out there in center field, and it was a little bit of a challenge as far as the footwork out there because it is very wet. But fly out to center for the first out here of the 7th inning. Carlos made the catch out there. That'll be Barrios coming up. Got a couple of beautiful sacrifice bunts in this ball game. Also a base hit. Pitch to Barrios on the way is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 to count. (0-1) to Valente Barrios. And the pitch swung on and popped up in shallow center field. And who's going to call for it? It'll be Carlos to make a catch for the out. So 2 down, Eastmont down to their final out here. It'll be Jet Llewellyn due up. Llewellyn scored one of Eastmont's 3 runs here in this ball game. Had a base hit in his last plate appearance. Needs to get aboard here somehow for Eastmont to stay alive. First pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. The 1-0 wind and delivery on the way. Swung on and hit hard, and look out. That's screaming past the third base dugout, and the count even now to Llewellyn at 1-1. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. Check swing, they appeal, and the base umpire says nope, didn't go. 2-1 to count here on Jet Llewellyn with 2 outs here in the 7th and a 5-3 Moses Lake lead. Mavericks trying to wrap up the win here. This fastball is in there for a strike, and the count even to Llewellyn at 2-2.
See if Jet can't get a little base knock here. Extend this thing out.
Graninger with a 2-2 pitch swung on, and a line drive right back to the pitcher. Happy birthday, look what I found.
Exactly.
And that'll do it for Eastmont. This is a great played, a well-played doubleheader by both teams. And yeah, come postseason time, I think we'll see both these teams vying for a position. That is for sure.
I agree with that 100%.
5-3 is the final here in the nightcap of the doubleheader. And that's going to wrap it up for our broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. I want to thank my broadcast partner here, Brandon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. It was fun.
Brandon Schmitten joining us here on the broadcast, and if I can coax him, we'll try to get him back again for some more baseball.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe even some softball.
We'll see how that goes.
It's a bat and a ball.
That's right. Pretty much the same game.
Need to thank our crew here as well that have been challenged by the rain and everything else here. To our line producer on site, Dan Kuntz, and to Josiah Davison. To Tucker, who's been in the van probably most of the night, so he's nice and dry. Tucker Wagner, van production. Also to our camera crew, they're the two that have been swapping up inside the clubhouse, so they should be dry, but I don't know. To Clark Sims and to Matthew Ortiz. And in the back of the studios, thanks to Matthew Moore and to Malcolm Whitehall as well. So going to wrap it up for our broadcast of doubleheader action here today on the NCWLIFE Channel with Eastmont taking the opener in 9 innings. 2-1. Moses Lake comes back, takes the nightcap 5-3. So they take 2 of 3 in this week series. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more sports coming up here on the NCWLIFE Channel again next Wednesday as Wenatchee Lacrosse. The boys host North Creek. We'll have that live from the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock. And then a week from tonight, we'll be at Wenatchee at the Apple Bowl for soccer as Eastmont takes on the Wenatchee Panthers. Thanks again for joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching tonight's live coverage of local high school sports on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for Youth. This has been a special presentation of NCWLIFE Channel Sports. We now return you to normal programming already in progress.